So today, today we're gonna be doing something that man, I didn't think I was ever gonna do. But you know what? I was trying to think of like something we could do that was a little bit different than, you know, like the normal rebuild. And I thought, you know what? Let's go back to my very first rebuild, like ever. My very first rebuild on MLB The Show 18. Yeah. Yikes, right? And I've already kind of skipped through it, and boy, it's not good. It's not good. Woof. But we're gonna react to it. We're not gonna react to the whole thing. It's about 40 minutes long. I'll give you the kind of the main highlights of it. But if you guys want to see some more of this, you guys want to see this again, maybe I react to other videos along the way, make sure you hit that like button, and 1,000 likes, we'll do another reaction to one of my videos in the future. And yeah, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, consider hitting that subscribe button, and of course get in the comment section. And if you guys want to see me react to another video, let me know down below. Just, yeah, keep reacting, whatever it is. Yeah, so let's do it. All right, here we go. Woo! I don't all right, let me turn down the audio a little bit, because I was a little bit louder than I normally am. So I without further ado, how's everybody doing today? And as you can see, we are gonna be I mean, you could tell already off the bat, audio sounds a lot worse. You know, the intro is changed. What's going on back here? Why is there so many things back there? There's a lot going on. Quality's definitely improved, but woo, we're gonna be starting our very first rebuild in franchise mode on MLB The Show 18, and we're gonna be using the Philadelphia Phillies, who have a lot of youth prospects and a lot of good players that could immediately. I'm like, man, I don't know what I was gonna say. I feel like I'm a robot. It just feels, it feels like this is my very first video ever. Like, that's really what it is. I mean, look at me. I look completely different. Whew. Yeah, I mean, that's, oh wow. Definitely develop into some superstars. You got Rhys Hoskins. You have Jake Arrieta, who just joined, JP Crawford, Nick Williams, Odubel Herrera, Michael Franco. So there's a lot of good pieces there, and they're just this close away from becoming a really good team. So if you guys want to see some, why am I wearing my headphones like that? Am I a DJ? Like, did I start mixing on the deck all of a sudden? Like, why did I do that? Which is, why did I? More rebuilds, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you are new and enjoyed the content, and also in the comment section down below, let me know some other teams you'd like to see rebuilt. Obviously, like, there's the Marlins, there's some other good teams that are just a couple steps away. Well, yeah, you could tell. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of hopped into it. Now watching this, I definitely like look back at it and I'm like, wow. Like, I remember that moment, and I remember sitting down and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know how to do it. I literally just sat down. I was like, I'm gonna do a rebuild and we're just gonna run with it. Now, like, sitting here and like thinking about it, yeah, this was, I just was like a deer in the headlights. Like, we're doing this, let's make it happen. So yeah, let's continue with it. Behind the scenes, make sure all my settings are set correctly. Let the AI control a couple things, and then I'll be right back, show you the lineups, and then go from there. I'll catch you all in a second. Alrighty, so that was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm sitting here going, man, spit it out, Junior. Come on. I mean, woo. Oh, that was tough. The current starting rotation, Jake Arrieta, 88 overall. And you guys are probably thinking how I've done this without, you know, with the current MLB situation, because Jake Arrieta is actually a free agent in the current MLB roster. So I used a vault roster to add the current updates for all the free agency sign. Like, I'm talking to someone that, it sounds like I'm talking to someone who doesn't speak English. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how's it going? Do you understand what I'm doing here? No? Let me break it down for you. We're gonna be doing a rebuild. Doesn't trades. I'm not really going for realism. I'm going for build this team up as quick as possible, as best as I can. So Arrieta is our A. There it is. I don't think I've ever mentioned it since in this rebuild. I'm going to win as quick as possible. I'm trying to build the best team, and these are not realistic. I see so many comments nowadays still. Why aren't these realistic? This isn't a rebuild. I know, but if I call it a retool, it doesn't sound as good as a rebuild. If I call it a crazy franchise, it's not the same. I call it a rebuild. That's what we're doing. We're changing the team. We're rebuilding it. It may not be a complete rebuild, a long haul rebuild, but there we go. From day one, I already knew what I was doing. Ace, we got Aaron Nola, 83 overall. He's a young player, B potential, looks to be a decent player to start using. Hopefully he develops quickly, maybe take over that. This is the first time I ever knew about Aaron Nola, and let me tell you, and this is when the whole situation with Nola started. The very first time, very first video, I should have known something was gonna happen with Nola. It's Pat Neshek. He's got a... Oh, Pat Neshek. Oh boy. Yikes. Like, we have a lot of good pitching in our system, so I'm really fine with losing this pitcher. Like, wow. I just don't know what I'm doing, huh? Like, this is crazy. But you can see I used to trade within the division. Clearly I've changed that now, but like, man, look how long it used to take me to get these done. And nowadays when I record and do rebuilds, it normally takes me a couple hours, maybe like 2, to like record it, get through the seasons and everything like that. Back in the day, like when I first started it, these like legit, when I did like 3 seasons, it would take me like close to 5-6 hours to get through a season, because like, 1, I didn't know what I was doing. 2, I didn't know who I really wanted to trade for. And like it legit took me a while to like really do a rebuild. And then of course I didn't really know how to edit. Photoshop I was still new to. This was like a legit all day affair. Obviously now that I'm used to it, I've sped up the process a lot. I've sped the process up a lot, but yeah, it man, you should have seen me back then. It was bad. Also Neshek for Ender Inciarte, who's got it all, and we really need a new outfielder since we just put Hoskins into the Ender Inciarte's got it all. I'm looking at 38 power and 29 power. What am I talking about? For Odubel Herrera to left, Inciarte to center, and that should really solidify our outfield. Odubel Herrera, man, back before he was you know, doing Odubel Herrera things. We're actually going to be gaining $2 million in salary space with this trade since Neshek has such a high salary. Alrighty guys, so I pulled Magic out of nowhere, Carlos Santana, and again, I'm getting rid of 2 of our better pitching prospects. This is Magic. I'm getting a 32-year-old reliever for Carlos Santana, Ranger Suarez, and Adonis Medina. Adonis Medina at this point was considered a really good pitching prospect. I don't know about Ranger Suarez at this point, but Carlos Santana was still decent, and I'm acting like I just got, you know, Jacob deGrom in his prime. No, what am I talking about? But for immediate impact, we're going to get Andrew Miller, the 97 overall lefty reliever from the Indians. I can't pass this up. He's too highly rated. I actually remember this though, because from what I remember, it was actually harder to trade for players back in the day. So I don't know if something's changed with trade values and the trade system, but like Andrew Miller back then was like really tough to trade for. And nowadays relievers are pretty easy to trade for, which makes sense, right? So I'm assuming something's changed with the trade logic in the game. Maybe the rosters that we use in like the roster vault obviously has something to do with it too. But yeah, I remember I would always try to trade for like high rated relievers and things like that, and it was almost impossible because their trade value was like as if they were like Luis Robert coming out of, you know, the minors, and he's like the best player in baseball right now. So or like Tatis, trying to trade for Tatis, which it shouldn't be the same. Obviously relievers have a less, are valued less than, you know, like a shortstop or something like that. But yeah, I remember this. So for me, I was like, man, I just pulled off a worldie here. But in realistically, it wasn't that crazy. So this is the lineup, and this is the guy I was talking about. Scott Kingery's really hyped in real life. The Phillies just signed him to like a 6-year deal. What's going on with Scott Kingery? Because like I remember this. I remember like it was pretty recent that they just signed him to like a 6 or 7 year contract extension before he even played in the majors. And I feel like Phillies fans, I'd be a little disappointed. He's still decently young, but like, has he really proven to be that good? I don't know. And he hasn't even taken a swing in the majors yet. So he's a second baseman. So we're moving another one of those pitchers that have high potential, starting one in Jojo Romero, and we're getting rid of our closer Rhys, because like I said, he's hit or miss, and right now he's already starting to drop, and he's just not performing. He's not doing well. He's got a 5 ERA, and we're gonna bring in Corey Knebel. That's a new one. Corey Knebel. This is at the trade deadline of the first season, and you guys can't see it. We're 13 minutes into the video. I know I normally have long videos, but we're 13 minutes in, man. You got to speed things up. You know how things are going. Maybe there's someone on the disabled list, which Oh, I forgot. I remember my first few rebuilds, I actually left injuries on. Yeah, I remember that. And some people liked it, some people didn't. But I remember this, though. I remember this for sure, because I felt like a lot of players were getting injured very often, which makes sense. Some players are injury prone. But I remember this because I was like, wow, a lot of, I remember now. And then I decided to turn them off because I was losing like a lot of my star players, or I'd lose like key players in the team, which happens in real life too. So it's another kind of debate. Do you guys like injuries on, or do you like injuries off for your rebuilds? Let's quickly look at how everything turned out. 6-13 from Arrieta is not good enough at all. He did finish with a 6-13. I remember that. That was like, man, Jake Arrieta is trash. And I remember at this point, I was more worried about wins and losses for franchise rather than actual output, like ERA, whip, strikeout, all that stuff. And I was literally just like, okay, the pitching is the reason that we're losing. And if they're not winning us games, clearly they're the problem. Obviously, it's changed now, you know, especially me knowing how random numbered generation is with franchise, and how like you just have to hope that you get good outputs from your pitcher. So yeah, man, I was so bad. Under a 4 ERA, but 6-13 is just not good. Jordan Montgomery, 17-6, a pretty solid outing by him. Aaron Nola, 12-12. Eichhoff, 9-10. Aaron Nola is not good enough though. 12-12, garbage. And for Cesar Hernandez, it's nice to see almost a 280 for Odubel Hernandez with 12 homers and. Excuse me? Odubel Hernandez? What is... You could tell I was so nervous. There were names that like I completely botched, like Knebel, Neshek. There's other ones that I botched in some of my rebuilds that are real bad. I think I used to call Jonathan... Oh, no, I know I used to call Jonathan Scope Jonathan Shoop. But Odubel Hernandez, yikes. And 55 ribbies. Ender Inciarte hit 300 as well. 315. With 69 RBIs. Nice. That's great to see. Also, Odubel. Ender Inciarte is an 88. Excuse me? Rhys Hoskins is up to an 88. He hit 280, which is what I was hoping he would get to. And for 77 overall pitcher, a 1-year, $1.3 million deal is. Oh, I remember this. So I just broke down that I offered Luis Garcia a 1-year, what was it, $2.7 million deal. So I completely just would ignore arbitration. I wouldn't offer arbitration at all, and I would just offer normal contracts. I would make an offer, and I would give them 1-year, 2-year, 3-year. I would skip arbitration. So my salary was always maxed out, where I couldn't really go out and sign anybody, and I would always have the bare minimum amount of players in the team because I couldn't afford anybody, because I just wouldn't pay attention to the arbitration screen. I just thought it was normal free agency. So Oh man, was I so bad with it. I remember this because I would always get to like season 3, season 4, and I'd be like, I have no money. I can't afford any more players. There's not enough players in my farm system. And it was always because I would just completely ignore arbitration and just make a completely just a noob move of just offering normal contracts. And pitching rotation is looking really nice with Arrieta, Martinez, Montgomery, Nola, and Lively. We got Warren, Hunter, Ramos, Luis Garcia, Doolittle, Neville, and Miller in the bullpen. I mean, season 2, team's looking pretty solid. I mean, I was putting in some work picking up Doolittle, my favorite pitcher, Corey Knebel, and we still had Andrew Miller. And we're looking really set right now. Really, the only way we could get a little bit better is if we could find a way for Nick Williams to really boost his stats, or if we could find someone to trade for. So I might do that real quick, and I'll catch you all in a second. If not, I'll see you at the trade deadline. Definitely the last trade we're going to be making is Christian Yelich is coming to the Phillies. He's going to be moving into right field for us. We're getting rid of our probably the most hyped prospect, unless I can keep Sixto Sanchez and put in, yeah, I definitely need to put in Sixto Sanchez. He's hyped up, but all right, so this actually kind of still happens where draft picks that you have recently drafted, because I just tried to add a pitcher, Matt Pinozzo, who I remember I recently drafted him, and if you add him to the team, or if you try to trade him, they have no trade value at all. So that's still kind of a glitch in MLB The Show. But this is an insane trade. And I mean, look at Trent Grisham still on the Brewers. Obviously, Sixto's still on the Phillies at this point. At this moment, I don't really see him coming into the rotation anytime soon. We're also getting rid of one of our pitching prospects that's 58 rated in Drew Anderson. And then also Adam Hasley. So those are the Hazley. The 3 we're giving up for Christian Yelich, but for 88 overall, and these stats look really nice. He's going to be joining the squad. He's going to be moving over to right field to fill that gap that Nick Williams is leaving. So let me fix this real quick and I'll show you the lineup. Alrighty, so this is the lineup with Christian Yelich in it now. It's Ender Inciarte, Cesar Hernandez, Christian Yelich, Rhys Hoskins, Odubel Herrera, Michael Franco, Alfaro, and JP Crawford. I mean, that's a stacked team, plus the pitching staff that we had. I used to go a little crazy in these rebuilds. I know I've toned them down a little bit. Let me know in the comment section. Do you prefer the crazy trades, or do you kind of like the ones we're doing now? Not the realistic ones, but just kind of how I do the normal rebuilds now. The 66 ERA. Jordan Montgomery 14-8 with a 2.71 ERA. Martinez 12-3. He performed great. Nola, he did okay. See, I told you, Nola's been garbage since day one. This is why I don't use him. But yeah, you can see the team here has been pretty good. He's up to an 86. Lively's up to an 81. What's Ben Lively up to nowadays? Just under a 4 ERA, and he finished 8-9. Our bullpen looks like they're doing really, really good. Everyone's still doing great there. The bullpen's doing well. I didn't even show anybody. I didn't even show the stats. I just went off ratings. Rhys Hoskins is back. He's up to a 90. So you can see Inciarte is looking pretty solid. He hit 260. Cesar Hernandez 290. Rhys Hoskins came back. He finished the year off at almost 300. Did I just say Ender Inciarte looks solid, hitting 260? Are you kidding me? What's wrong with me? Yelich almost 290. So we're looking really good with this squad. 250 for Odubel Herrera, 257 for Franco, JP Crawford at 240, Alfaro at 226, and we're looking really solid. I really was just more worried about overalls. Like, I was just trying to get the highest overall team. I really didn't pay attention to actual output that the players were doing. So, like, if they were high rated, I was like, yeah, they're going to do well. We're going to win games. Rather than, oh, hey, someone just hit 230. Why am I keeping them on my team? In this lineup, Kingery, he finished with a 238. He's almost up to an 80. I didn't even give you guys time to see the stats for any of these players. I only did 2 seasons, and I was waiting for the 3rd season, and I thought I did like a quick sim at the end. So I only did 2 seasons for this rebuild, and it's almost a 40-minute video. And we got knocked out in the NLCS, and we were we lost in Game 7. And yeah, it took me 40 minutes to get through 2 seasons. And I mean, listen to me. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what was happening. Yeah, and see if we can win it. Hit that like button down below. Let me know in the comment section. But this is gonna wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Obviously, the more I do these franchises, the better they are gonna be, the more fluid they're gonna be, and it'll be a lot better. Obviously, this was the first one. It was a test run. Everything was going pretty well. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, it's not a realistic rebuild. It's more of, let's get this team as quick as possible to be the best, and I feel like we really did that with this Philadelphia Phillies team. We made the moves, we got rid of some prospects, we brought in some ready talent, and this team looks really nice on paper. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop it a like, subscribe if you were new and enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you all in the next video. I mean, oh, do I do the peace? Peace. I do. Also, if you haven't seen this video, go watch it. But yeah, that's me reacting to my very first ever rebuild. And you can see at the end, what was I gonna do? What do I say? How do I end videos? That's not my very first ever video. You can go back and watch it if you want. I think it was a Diamond Dynasty video. But I mean, you guys could see I have like a Marlins franchise. I got some more recent ones there too. But man, like for me, that's awkward to watch, right? That's the very first, or one of the very first videos I've ever done. That was me getting in front of the camera and like not really knowing what I wanted to do, how I was gonna do rebuilds. I mean, it took me 40 minutes to get through 2 seasons. I went a lot more in depth than what I do now. I've kind of toned it down to the point where I give you the main highlights and the key pieces of franchise. But yeah, because if I broke it down and went trade deadline, draft, roster breakdown at like every section of the season, these videos would be like 3 hours long with the ones that I do nowadays. So I mean, it's cool to go back and see how much I've improved, and it's also kind of funny to see, like, I used to just be like, we have Jake Arrieta, and he's doing good. You know, you can see. Oh man, for me it's tough to watch, but at the same time, it's kind of funny to see how much it's changed. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was my very first rebuild ever with the Phillies. We did a reaction to it. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you had a good laugh. Let me know if you want to see some more of these, as like me reacting to some of my older videos. I don't know. I thought it was a little funny. I thought it'd be different than just the normal rebuilds, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below, and of course, get in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.